Big Bar Sports is proud to partner with True Boy Barbecue.
Stop
They're
for
serving up one of the best choppers and sandwiches in town. Smoke low, happy flavor.
If you love Texas barbecue, this one's for you. Big Bar Sports is proud to partner with True Boy Barbecue, and they're serving up one of the best chopped brisket sandwiches in town. Smoke low, packed with flavor, and 100% halal. You can even build your own brisket bowl, brisket burrito, or go South Asian style and grab a brisket paratha. Visit True Boy Barbecue in Missouri City next to Siena and use promo code BALLER for 10% off your entire order online and in store. That's right, use code BALLER at True Boy Barbecue for the best Texas barbecue in the nation. Visit trueboybarbecue.com, TRUBOYBBQ.com. Texas barbecue in town, that's True Boy. I go there all the time with my friends and family. Make sure you use code BALLER for 10% off your order. Take advantage. This is limited time only. With that being said, this is your host, Ash, with Big Bar Sports. We're going to get straight into the segment. So we're going to first cover the NBA Finals. Congratulations to the New York Knicks. They are NBA champions for the first time in 53 years. Definitely a huge accomplishment for the city of New York. And, it's their first NBA title since 1973. They won the series yesterday. They beat the Knicks in 5 games. They won 4-1. They won in San Antonio last night. It was a crazy comeback. They were down once again. They were down by 16 points at one point, and they completed a 94-90 win over the Spurs. And, this is one of the most dominant runs I would say I've seen in playoff history. I mean, over the past 2 months, they've only lost 1 game, and that was against the Spurs earlier in the series. But, man, I mean, the Knicks, they've been fighting the past few years to make a shot at the championship, and, they did it. And that Game 4, which was a few days before yesterday, Game 5, man, for those who watched it, you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, San Antonio Spurs were up 29 points at one point of the game. 29 points. Yes, the New York Knicks, they came back to complete the biggest comeback in NBA Finals history, and they won the game. It was a game winner by OG Anunoby, forward for the New York Knicks. And, Jalen Brunson shot a 3-pointer, and it was a little bit short, but defensive rebounding wins championships, and that's what OG did. He got the rebound, essentially. He tipped it in with one hand, and they won. And it was crazy. I mean, I was genuinely shocked just seeing it unfold. And even yesterday, too, I thought the Spurs were going to win in San Antonio. They were going to obviously be down 3-2, go back to New York for Game 6. But nope, the Knicks did it again, and they came back. And, Jalen Brunson, man, this guy, I mean, he's the leader of the team. And, the first thing that I would mention is that the Mavericks had Jalen Brunson and, Luka Doncic. And nobody, even myself, I mean, I don't know, maybe some Mavs fans or Jalen Brunson fans, but I did not ever see Jalen Brunson being at this level. And truly, I mean, he has definitely proved that he is a superstar in the league. He's a Finals MVP. He just dropped 45 points, the most points dropped by a New York Knicks in NBA Finals history for their franchise. But, yeah, man, congratulations to the city of New York. I mean, on the other hand, for Spurs fans, I know it's tough. Wembanyama, I mean, he gave it his all. I would say the whole team gave it their all. From talk show standpoint, I can say that, okay, there were some players that could have stepped up, one being De'Aaron Fox. He did have a little bit of a rough series. I feel like he's had a rough playoffs. He's coming back from his ankle injury. But, there's guys who stepped up, though. And that's Dylan Harper, for example, one of the youngest players in the league. He is a rookie, and he dropped the most points ever by a rookie in the NBA Finals. And I feel like San Antonio are still, they're in the league. They're gonna have a dynasty. I feel like, this team is gonna be around for a while. They're very young. They're one of the youngest teams in the league, and they're only gonna get better. So, yeah, the Spurs fans, if you're out there, I mean, definitely this is not the end of the road. We will definitely see Wembanyama in the NBA Finals again. But with that being said, we're gonna wrap up the first segment, and then we're gonna dive into the FIFA World Cup. It has been an extravagant week. But before we get there, let's hear from our sponsor, Spice Bazaar and One Stop Shop Halal Meat and Grill.
Good food starts with the right ingredients.
Yo, Houston, you already know. Good food starts with the right ingredients. If you're cooking up real Indian or Pakistani flavors, you gotta check out Spice Bazaar and One Stop Shop Halal Meat and Grill, right in the heart of Sugarland. Fresh spices, quality halal meat from chicken to beef, plus vegetables and all your favorite snacks. Everything clean, fresh, and ready to go. And if you're out in Missouri City or Siena, it's right around the corner for you. Located at 18717 University Boulevard, Riverstone. Don't feel like driving? No problem. Spend $100 or more and text your list to 346-350-1327, 346-350-1327, along with your address, and to deliver it straight to your door for free. Pay with Zelle or cash. That's Spice Bazaar and One Stop Shop Halal Meat and Grill. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Big shout out to Spice Bazaar and One Stop Shop Halal Meat and Grill located in Sugarland, Riverstone. They have high quality, 100% Zelle halal meat, different spices, snacks, groceries, fresh produce. Make sure to go check them out. If you spend $100 or more, as stated, you will get free delivery. So make sure to take advantage of that offer. And the number, of course, to text for that is going to be 346-350-1327. Once again, 346-350-1327. Spice Bazaar and One Stop Shop Halal Meat and Grill. And if you're just tuning in, make sure to go check out True Boy Barbecue as well. They're one of our sponsors. They're located in Siena on Highway 6, Missouri City. Best Texas barbecue in town, 100% halal. If you're going, make sure to mention code BALLER, BALLER, BALLER for 10% off your entire order. The World Cup went underway, and it's been a crazy week. I know we got Ivory Coast and Ecuador playing right now, currently the 18th minute, still 0-0. But man, we're gonna cover every single game since it just started a few days ago on Thursday. We kicked off with Mexico and South Africa, and man, I mean, Mexico, they came out, they won 2-0. South Africa, struggled a little bit, but there were a lot of red cards. There were 3 red cards. Mexico had 1 red card. South Africa had 2. But Mexico came up with the win, and the next opponent is going to be South Korea, which actually played the following game on Thursday against Czech Republic. They won 2-1. It was a thriller. They were down at one point, and they scored 2 straight in the second half and came up with the win. Moving on, the next day on Friday, we had Canada and Bosnia, which was a stellar performance by Bosnia. They drew 1-1. They scored early, and Canada was able to get a goal in the second half. But Canada earned their first World Cup point ever as well. And then the United States of America, the country we all reside in, for all the viewers and listeners in the United States. Of course, bigballersports, we're a proud talk show in the United States. They won 4-1 against Paraguay. I would say a very, interesting and eye-catching performance by Team USA. They had 4 goals. One of them was an own goal, the first goal, which was in the 7th minute. And I remember last time the U.S. played Paraguay, it was a little bit of heated. There was some, altercations, but, it was a clean match, though. I watched it, and definitely we're going to see what happens with the United States, because they're facing up against Turkey, which we will cover, which was another crazy game, but that was on Sunday. But for the Saturday games, Qatar and Switzerland, they played. It was a stunner by Qatar. They scored in extra time in the 94th minute. It was an own goal, but they got a header in, and they stunned Switzerland. And Qatar secured their first ever World Cup point, which is crazy. Of course, the 2022 World Cup, the last World Cup title was hosted in Qatar. So, of course, Middle Eastern teams, they're not going down without a fight. And then later in that day, we had Brazil and Morocco, which was another impressive performance by Morocco, a Middle Eastern team. We have a lot of African and Middle Eastern team. Morocco is an African team. Of course, my team is Algeria. For those who don't know, I'm a big Riyad Mahrez fan. They play on Tuesday against Argentina. But, Brazil, they scored initially. Vinicius Jr. had a goal in the 32nd minute. But then Morocco actually initially scored in the 21st minute. And Brazil was able to tie it up. So that's going to be another interesting group to watch. And then we had Haiti and Scotland. Of course, Scotland, they beat Haiti when they got their first World Cup win in 36 years, Scotland, which is surprising as well. So great win for Scotland fans. And then, yes, so today we had essentially a late game, you could say. Last night the game started. It was Australia and Turkey, and nobody expected Australia to win, but they came out and scored in 27 minutes. I watched that game. I was up late at night, and it was pretty crazy. I mean, it was pretty much they parked the bus the whole match. Australia had 10 men in the box. They were just literally with a brick wall. Turkey could not get anything past the goal, and Australia held on and they won 2-0. So those are all the games to date. Of course, we have Ivory Coast and Ecuador right now. It's still tied 0-0. It's around the 22nd minute now. But we have Sweden and Tunisia tonight. I believe Sweden is going to win. And, we forgot Germany and Curacao. I mean, come on, man. It was a 7-1 victory by Germany. And Netherlands and Japan actually played. I missed those two matches. I watched those two matches, but I missed mentioning them earlier. Netherlands-Japan was crazy as well. That just ended before the show. Pretty much an hour before. Japan was down 2-1. They scored initially, but then the Netherlands equalized. But then they had a late equalizer and they tied 2-2. So we're going to see what happens to Ivory Coast, Ecuador, and then Sweden, Tunisia tonight. But there's a big games coming up this week. Of course, tomorrow we have Spain making their debut. Lamine Yamal will be playing. I believe he is healthy. We have Belgium and Egypt following. Then we have Saudi Arabia and Uruguay, and then Iran and New Zealand. Tuesday, of course, we have my team Algeria. They've been playing Argentina at 8 p.m. But leading up to that, we have France and Senegal, and then Iraq and Norway. So those are some of the games that are coming up soon. And then on Wednesday, Ronaldo will be making his 2026 World Cup debut with Portugal. They'll be playing the Democratic Republic of Congo. And that is a game in Houston, Texas. So I'm sure there are a lot of Houston fans. Houston soccer fans are going to be going to the game. It's at noon on Wednesday, so of course the traffic is going to be pretty hefty. Maybe some of y'all felt it today, but for sure on a work day, it's going to be pretty crazy around noon. But with that being said, that's going to wrap up the show. World Cup is going full speed. Make sure to follow our pages, Big Baller Sports on YouTube, and make sure to check out the Instagram. It's Big Baller Sports with the Z at the end, 7S. Follow all our social media pages. We have daily content. We're going to be covering all the games, recapping, giving our takes, fun content. So make sure to subscribe, follow, continue to support Big Baller Sports. Once again, big shout out to our sponsors, True Boy Barbecue and Spice Bazaar and One Stop Shop Halal Meat and Grill. Make sure to take advantage of your offers. If you're going to get some food, you want to get some good Texas barbecue, brisket, links, all that good stuff, make sure you use code BALLER once you go to True Boy Barbecue located in Siena in Missouri City. I'm going to be wrapping up the show now. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Yo, Houston, you already know, good food starts with the right ingredients. If you're cooking up real Indian or Pakistani flavors, you gotta check out Spice Bazaar and One Stop Shop Halal Meat and Grill, right in the heart of Sugarland. Fresh spices, quality halal meat from chicken to beef, plus vegetables and all your favorite snacks. Everything clean, fresh, and ready to go. And if you're out in Missouri City or Siena, it's right around the corner for you. Located at 18717 University Boulevard, Riverstone. Don't feel like driving? No problem. Spend $100 or more and text your list to 346-350-1327, 346-350-1327, along with your address, and to deliver it straight to your door for free. Pay with Zelle or cash. That's Spice Bazaar and One Stop Shop Halal Meat and Grill.
I just recapped the last games.
Very good. Checking. क्योंकि जिसको नहीं पता तो अपडेट कर दीजिए.
Peace out.